Hello, everyone. Welcome to Comicast on the Rocks, a supplemental show to our regular podcast on the Rocks. Normally, I'm here with Andrea on our full show, but presently she is getting adjusted with a second child, so she's on a bit of a hiatus, and therefore our regular podcast on the Rocks show is as well. So I'm going to be here. Last week I did an Ohio anime, so anime manga focused supplemental show. This week we're here with the comic book one. So get a little bit of a taste of some different things. Our regular podcast on the Rocks is a podcast for kind of all catch-all pop culture things. And then we kind of break it down a little bit with some, got a gaming show or whatever as well. So if you're interested in that kind of thing and sort of segmenting a little bit, maybe you're not interested in the whole big deal and you're tired of us talking about the streaming wars and Marvel and DC, then you can tune into something like this. So we'll get things started. It is Comicast on the Rocks. So to make sure, it's been a while, and I'm going to make sure that appropriate to the title on the Rocks. I have today, I'm going to try to be as descriptive as possible for those that are only listening and not watching, but I have here, in honor of it recently being St. Patrick's Day, this Irish whiskey called Silky. So for those watching, you'll be able to see it here. I hadn't had it before. I hadn't even seen it before, in fact. But I thought we were a little short on Irish whiskeys, so I picked this one up. It says here in the back, the Silkies of the Donegal coast are mythical shapeshifters who shed their sealskin coats to become irresistibly enchanting sea maidens with long, dark hair, deep, soulful eyes, and beautiful voices. The dark, silky Irish whiskey is inspired by these legends and is made to be savored by the warm glow of a turf fire where stories are told and legends are born. The comforting, smoky aroma of the dark, silky whiskey balances the sweeter notes of pear, apple, and ginger. So that's what I'm drinking today. Keep it name of the title appropriate. What I'm going to be talking about, unless you jump in chat and then it'll be a we. Today is we'll go over like what I'm reading presently in the comic book space, Western comic books anyways. Keep the manga and like manhwa to a different show. What I'm reading and some comics I recently just picked up. And then we're going to talk a couple reviews. One of them I've read quite a while ago, but finally have the physical copies, so I'm going to talk about it. And then the other one I think got last week. So, all right, let's dive into it. First thing that I'm reading, two things really. The first one here, for those watching, Batman Nightfall, Volume 1. This is a hefty book, hefty collection. So this is, featuring Bane. It's Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan. And I read quite a bit of Batman growing up, but I was really always like X-Men was the dominant thing. So when this was out, I really hadn't read a lot of Batman. I was kind of got into a little bit later. Really was reading a lot during the Hush run and that sort of thing. So this has been really good. I tweeted about it the other day how it's kind of a shame that Bane's never been done properly in many of his other iterations. I thought his backstory was told really well in this so far. So I've got a long ways to go, but I am enjoying some classic Batman thus far. Because the last Batman I read was um, Horde of Owls. And I read the first volume of that and really liked it. Was totally into it. I listened to the soundtrack for The Batman while I read it, and thought it was a great addition to the lore, and I like the secret society kind of thing. Then I was reading volume 2, and it kind of took a weird sidestep, and they diverged dramatically to tell this weird off story about, I don't know, some weird girl and her brother that's getting beat up because he's gay, and it was just this weird detour that wasn't a great entertaining thing to read. So I kind of fell off, but anyways, the first one was good, and so it's good to be back in some Batman. On the other side of the duopoly here, Marvel space, I both just got this and am reading it too. So this is Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. Those are familiar with Daredevil will be familiar with this. It's, you know, it's Frank Miller. It's some of the better art I've seen. Often I'm not a big fan of sometimes, you know, like this art style that is incorporated into the books that Frank Miller does, but Romita Jr. here, I'm digging the, again, I still, I don't know, there's something different about the coloring from the 90s that I sort of miss out on. And there's, I don't know, I think too many people try to go realistic with their art, and understandably that's hard to do. And then it just looks kind of lifeless and wrong. So when something can be a little more larger than life, you know, it's something I am a fan of. I mean, right at the beginning in, let's see if I got the picture for those of you watching. Maybe not. Maybe I can't get to it quickly here. But like the way that Kingpin is shown in here is absolutely ridiculous. Hulk of a man, you know, but it's powerful, you know. It adds character. Here's a shot. Yeah, that's how I think of Kingpin. You know, it's like that. So, anyways, this has been really good so far. It's a classic. I've not read all that much Daredevil, clearly, because I haven't read this. But I have read Born Again, so that's kind of my classic Daredevil that I've read. But so Daredevil, Man Without Fear, I picked it up on. By the way, I've picked up both Batman Nightfall and this Daredevil. You know, I get them used or from a different reseller online. I don't buy this. It sometimes makes it a little hard. I don't buy it right from Marvel anywhere, Marvel or DC anymore, so they don't get the money from it. The last thing I'll talk about here is something that I had never heard of, but it seems right up my alley. I think I was watching Nerdrotic the other day, and he's who recommended this. But this is the Metal Barons. So, or sorry, Meta Barons. So, if you can, I guess it's kind of, I don't know much about it, but it's allegedly sort of Dune inspired. I heard someone kind of say, oh, it looks a little like 40K, and the art in this is just spectacular. It really looks like something that's taking a chance, world building. I had no idea there were so many parts to this story and this world. It's a lot. So if I like this, there's more to be consumed. But again, another hefty book. I'm really excited to jump into this one. My understanding is like this is, I think the conversation was how great French comics are. And the guy in here is like French Chilean or something. And that's a shame that we don't get more of their comics this way, because there's just kind of a quality apparent in this that is not seen elsewhere. You know, like it's so uncommon these days. I think we've all gotten used to, in many facets of media, of being used to a real low bar being set. And it's kind of sad. I don't know if this will shift back ever. I always think of it like the PC market, the computer market. If for a long time, first computers were very expensive, and then everybody had them. They became very popular, and the thing that sold was the cheap thing. People won't want to pay extra for something better. Well, eventually, kind of that market reaches saturation point, and they need something else to distinguish. So there was people that took advantage and made better quality computers. You had the Sony made some nicer stuff. It had Apple doing its thing and making high quality products, and then Microsoft came along, honestly, with their Surface line. They just started like making better stuff. So not everything was a cheap tin can. And I don't know, maybe this is not relevant to the comic book industry at all, but we had such high quality for a long time, and now, I don't know, is it because, I don't know, maybe this is the bad comparison, because my point is, will we ever return to a sense of quality? Like, will the market understand that there is a space for people that are willing to pay for high quality stuff? I get that how do you make it work for someone if you charge $3 an issue and expect one every month and have several people working on the book for it to be good? Like, what's a person working for that? So I understand that that's probably not a feasible thing, but we got to be able to see that there's people that will pay good money for good work. And I don't know. So hopefully we can have a return to that more. All right. That's some new purchases. That's what I'm reading. Let's get into the reviews. So the first one I want to talk about is called Perfect 10 by Genuine Comics. And I don't recall where I heard about this first, but I'll show you here. So at the moment, there are 3 issues available. I think, and I'll show you the website here shortly, I think you can currently only get the first one. So they must be, these I got through the campaign, like the Indiegogo campaign when it was live. And this book is really, really to me like Gen 13. So interestingly, not all that long ago, I started reading some Gen 13. As a kid, I was aware of this, but it just wasn't something that was regularly on store shelves near me. My comic selection was pretty limited for a while, and then when I got the chance to get something more, it was more of an unknown. I stuck with my X-Men or Spider-Man or something like that. So, as an example, I have here it's Gen 13, issue number 5. You can see it's a super powered team of like teens featuring a very tall-legged or long-legged woman leading that team. It's the art in this stuff is great. It's a really really fun read. In the opening graphic novel, which I happened to pick up in like a discount clearance bin in Savannah, Georgia the other year. It's where I really got into it and been trying to find single issues of continuation since. So, but the art is good. It's that early image stuff. like it a lot. And to me, clearly Perfect 10 is, I haven't heard like any interviews with the creator or anything like that. I really don't know anything about him. But it's, to me, clearly inspired by. So I like that idea. I like that, that space. We could use some content like that. I'm perfectly fine with using that as a base. Art is enjoyable. It's not up to Gen 13, but it is enjoyable. I really like the character design. Some really cool characters in this. It was sort of unfortunate they introduced these really neat characters and pretty early on. It seemed to just get rid of them, which I thought was a shame. It looked like they had potential to me. But this is, I'm supposed to say here, credits, creator and writer Dave Brink, pencils and inks, Pau Rodrigues, colors Daniel Rodriguez, lettering Joel Saavedra, or Saavedra. So I have cover B of this. Again, then I got issue. I read these quite a while ago because when I backed the campaign, they gave you the book, the issues digitally as well. So they're, you know, clean covers, nice back covers as well. It came with some prints, some trading cards. Prints are nice. Trading cards, I was less of a fan of, but it's a nice addition nonetheless. What else do I like? I think that the world setup is good. It's not, again, super unique or super groundbreaking or something like that, but it's just kind of what you want if you're looking for this sort of book. The negative is the thing I've been harping on for a while now, about exposition and like the realism of situations. You know, I say that people can, if you watch old cartoons, some of them, like, you have to, especially old cartoons, or read old comics or watch anime today, it's really all over the place where you'll have characters that in situations that would not make sense, they sit and spew out a bunch of information for the audience that they want you to know, but it would not realistically and feasibly happen in that way or in that situation. I am so tired of this. I don't know how people don't sit down and think, look, okay, we're doing this, our characters are doing this, and then they sit and explain this to someone else, and someone's got to say that we need a different time, we need a different way, we need a different vehicle to convey the backstory, the world building, whatever that we need to, other than this. So I've said this a few times on different stuff. I think I brought it up a little bit in a minor way on Patrick Thomas Parnell's second volume of Giant Phantasm. But here, you know, I should give some examples. So I have, let's see. So first up, there's a line here. Good thing these particle pulse handguns can be set to stun, unlike this motley crew of maniacs who have it out for us. Okay, so our protagonist is saying this. She's staying there. She's saying this to who? She's saying this to the doctor next to her, I guess. Did he ask? He would know, probably, right? She like let her in, you know, here's the guns. She doesn't know. This is purely for the audience to see, look, yes, she has guns, but she's not going to be killing with them. That's fine. It needs to be done in some other way. You know, it needs to be that, you know, you just see the people not die afterwards. Maybe it's a close-up of like, however the gun goes, stun to kill, you know, whatever. You just, without words, visually telling us that this is the case. So that's one example of, an unrealistic moment of dialogue. Another here, a few pages later. So she's wanting to know what the heck is up with her. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Just trying to get the doctor to explain, but they're on the run. And constantly it's like, oh, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. Well, eventually they just get into like a side room. I don't know. I guess they think they're out of danger, but then we spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 about panels explaining to our protagonist what's going on, catching us up. So yeah, this is information that the protagonist would want to know, but you can't, no one be delivering in this method. You're running for your lives. So you're going to, sit and explain this whole backstory in this moment. Again, you can make the argument you think they're safe. I don't know how you do. You got to get out of the facility. So this is information that needs to be conveyed in smaller pieces or a different way, or, be one of those things you escape and you're not sure where you are or something. You're caught in a storm and you're out around the fire and now you have time to talk. Those moments, those are the, I think one of the Dragon Age games is kind of famous for that. It's like all the story elements and like stuff with your partners and stuff gets revealed as you're talking to your people around the campfire. So whatever, you got to figure out a different way. So needless to say, this is like the Star Wars prequel trilogy in the sense that the overall quality and overarching story are good, but the way it's executed in those kinds of ways become very frustrating. It's not all like constant that or whatever, but it is something that I'm just kind of done giving people a pass on. So anyways, if you're into the kind of Gen 13 thing, I still recommend you give it a shot. Especially if that stuff doesn't bother you. I think a lot of people it doesn't, clearly, because look, I love Demon Slayer, the anime Demon Slayer, a lot. It's great. It still has these moments where you're trying to explain a power or an ability or something to someone else that doesn't make sense. So let's take a look here. So you can go to genuinecomics.com, and they have other comics on here, but including Perfect 10 #1, cover A. So that's kind of the deal with if you find something you can support while its campaign is going, It's like right now I'm waiting for the opportunity to buy the latest Giant Phantasm because I missed out when the campaign was live. And so I can't buy it like just on demand now or whatever. So right now it appears to me that there's just the first issue available. So it'd be a good way. Go ahead and give it a shot if it still sounds like something you'd like based on my review. And go ahead and check out the other stuff they've got on here too. So they've got art books, prints, original art they sell, other comics, that I hadn't heard of. So Power Trip, Earthling, Dream Girl, Sleeper Agent. So yeah, Cross Worlds, so different stuff. All right, that is Perfect 10, Perfect 10. And we'll move on to the next thing. So the next book I want to show you is called The Lucent Waking Dream. So I have the print copy here. I was a little worried about showing it on stream actually, because it kind of up front is like, whoa, don't reproduce, show this to anyone or whatever, I get that kind of everything is that way and it's just the way it all is, but just surprised me reading it right up front. But the website has a lot of art actually, so we'll just be looking at that. So This came all the way from Australia. This is Michael Bancroft, and I think it's just him. So it's story and art by Michael Bancroft. Yeah, edited by Joe Fulton and lettered by Eric Weathers. So this is a second edition, and it's a pretty sizable book for those that are watching. I don't know what the page count on this is specifically, but I had no idea what this was about. Still, after reading it, you know, there's more mystery than answers, but I should also show you some of the things it came with. So I got a print. It's I think it's an A4 size print. It's really nice. And then it came with a bookmark, which I'm actually using in Batman right now. But this is a really quality book. Pages feel nice. It's the coloring looks good. We really have like coloring feels themed, you know. It's when you move from like situation to situation, they're really like when it starts out, we've got this sort of these orange hues, and you know, it's a lot of orange and black. And then we move to these blue and teal, kind of nighttime, very dark sort of look. And then we move locations again, and we have a sunrise, and we sort of have kind of that hue, that orange, sort of reddish hue over everything, you know. So we kind of transition from place to place, to time, and the color takes us there and lets us know when we're someplace different or some time different or whatever. This book did take me on a ride when it started, very intrigued. Then I kind of got into sort of the middle bits where I'm like, I don't know if I like this one guy in here and stuff like that, but you know, or is this going to be another kind of superpowery metahumans thing or whatever, you know, I'm not sure. But then it got really interesting again. So it was a good ride, and this didn't have any of the issues I was talking about with the sort of dialogue that's way out of place. Like, we're left in mystery, you know. We are conveying a lot of things in here that we're not caught up on from the reader's perspective. But it leaves it as a mystery, and for something that for us to get caught up on later. We're definitely thrown into the mix of things. So art in here, it's very good. I don't have, you know, it's quite realistic, but you know, pretty consistent. I do think that's nitpicking, I guess, sometimes the consistency in character faces, but that's a pretty tough thing. So we'll take a look at the website a little bit. Let's see. So this you can find thelucentcomic.com, and you'll see that you just like go ahead and buy it on here. It was, I think, on Indiegogo first, and now it's just available here. Oh, this says 2 available. Signed. Okay, 3 available unsigned. Okay, so I don't know if they're limiting it that way. Just says 3 available unsigned and 2 available signed. Don't know if it's kind of wrapping up and that's like the quantity. But anyways, it's unedited. Oh, here. Okay. Maybe I'm looking at okay, here we go. This is what I'm looking at. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong. Lucent Waking Dream 2nd edition, $25. All right, so I was looking at the wrong edition here. So this, they don't have any sort of stipulation like that. You can see the cover. You can see what I kind of mean by, you know, here's this sort of daytime sunrise sort of look We got a big section of the book that's all this sort of blue look to it. It's a nice view for nighttime. Here we have that yellow and orange, it's for a good section. Surprised it shows so much of it on here, honestly, but I mean, it does give you a good sense. Like if you're not sure after, looking at this, then I guess you won't be sure. But yeah, so the lucentcomic.com. I highly recommend this one. I thought it was really good. Again, by the end of it, I still had lots of questions, but I was really intrigued. I want to know what this person's powers are, how they're working exactly. We see, that sort of the time jump and, why are people after? I'm not going to give anything away. Why are people after this person? What's the nature of like the organizations that exist? The way that things are set up in the beginning kind of sets the scope of like a really tall tale, big sort of adventure. So yeah, I'm ready for more of this, and I know there is another one coming. You can see if I go back. There was the option here, the Lucent Painted Death. So, oh yeah, 3. Oh, I actually didn't know about this. The Lucent, help create. Okay, so is this funding? Oh, there's a YouTube video for it or something. I gotta turn sound off of that. Lucent Painted Death. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, credit, close that. We'll have to look into that more. But there is a sequel that you can sign up for on Indiegogo right now, and so you should check that out if you're interested. I am signed up to be notified when that goes live. But that's the Lucent Waking Dream by Michael Bancroft. It's a good one. What I was talking about earlier about quality. This one, this one's got the quality. So be interested to see how long it takes for the next book to be produced. All right. I think that's going to about do it for me. Wow. I realized I took one sip of my whiskey. I just wouldn't shut up. And so I'd say it's only me. So if I'm sitting here taking a sip, then it's dead air. I need a break from my voice anyways. All right. That's been my reviews. That's been this episode of Comicast on the Rocks. Make sure you like, follow, share, all that sort of thing. Be much appreciated. We'll hopefully be back to sort of our regular show sooner rather than later, but we're just playing it by ear. So for now, you'll have to deal with me on these comic book based episodes or anime based episodes. Might try to do a little more, get at least some more gaming clips out there or something like that. So please do follow, like, share, review, all that sort of thing. MJ Honeybee is a friend that's been streaming a lot of Dead by Daylight on Twitch. Appreciate if you give her a follow. Killing the Flower, they wrote our regular theme song for Popcast on the Rocks, so you can check them out on music streaming services. And otherwise, until next time, guys, thanks for stopping by.